Corner was arrested. She was arrested for free speech. She was just speaking, and she was arrested. And London has come under a four-tier shutdown. Just to remind everybody that the heart of democracy is freedom to speak. And if people are not allowed to speak, then have we really got a democracy? Everywhere you look, people's freedoms are being taken away in terms of their speech. Facebook, Twitter, even YouTube are continually censoring people who do not accord with their woke, globalist ideology and agenda. And now we're seeing Speaker's Corner, which has been there for over 100 years, and free speech has been annihilated. Now, whether you agree with wearing a mask, whether you agree with COVID-19 and all the rest of it, even if it was the greatest plague on the planet, it does not warrant taking away people's freedom to speak, freedom to express themselves. One of the very unseemly and kind of totalitarian things that we're seeing is that people's freedom to speak has been taken away. There's no logical reason for this. There's absolutely no logical reason to take away people's freedom to speak. That COVID-19 and everything you say about it, just for argument's sake, even if it was completely true, which I don't particularly agree with the figures and all that's being said by the government in Britain, but let's just for argument's sake, you say it's all correct. It's still not logical. It's still not logical that you smash, destroy and pulverize people's free speech. A number of times there have been demonstrations by BLM in London when lockdowns were on, and because they were woke, far left and all the rest of it, during the lockdown, no mask, no social distance, they were allowed to pull down monuments, they were allowed to attack people. But those people who demonstrated against the lockdown, against the propaganda that's been put out, police, not only in London but in Liverpool and other places, were seen to violently attack and assault innocent bystanders who were just protesting against the lockdown. This is beyond policing. It's beyond protecting people from some virus. It's moved into a very sinister world of fascism and totalitarianism. We have to be very, very careful. If Speaker's Corner, which has been there for 100 years or more, has been the bastion of free speech, and people go there to speak, and they're being arrested under the auspice of protecting people because of COVID-19, we have to be very, very careful and ask the question, what kind of a Western civilization are we now living in? It's a momentous historical event when free speech at Speaker's Corner has been shut down. It's humongous, it's huge, it's a very, very serious precedent. It's very serious and it's unprecedented, and it sets a very, very sinister and dangerous precedent. People now are shut down on Facebook, they're shut down on Twitter, they're shut down on YouTube, and now they're shut down at Speaker's Corner. So nobody is allowed to speak out against whatever accepted narrative the media or the British media or the British government pump out. This is a recipe for totalitarianism coming in a very deep and dark way. People need to start asking questions, and they need to start asking questions rapidly. What's going on? Why is it this pandemic is being used to silence people's free speech? What is the purpose of that? What is that meant to achieve? I'll let you think about that. I'll let you make up your mind. But if you really sat down and thought about it, we're in a very dangerous and dark time. Basically, we're in an age of tyranny, and many people haven't woken up yet. God bless you and take care. Hatun did not deserve to be arrested today. She was exercising her free speech, and it's sad to say, but the West has fallen. The West has fallen, and the West has lost their free speech, and people have not been willing to make a stand, and they're going to pay the price in the future, where more and more of your freedoms are going to go, because people were not willing to stand and make a stand on this issue. There is no reason whatsoever for the lockdowns to stop free speech. Not logical. It's not logical. I could go into many issues about the lack of logic in this issue. Many issues concerning medical issues, concerning political issues, many issues to show you that what is being done by the British government and governments around the world, it just ain't logical. It ain't even scientific, let alone logical. It's not even scientific. It's just not logical. But what we're seeing is a vicious, brute force by the political elites to crush Western democracy. That's what we're seeing. And if you don't believe me, just see how you have free speech in this age. You don't have it anymore, because it's been taken away by very vicious, sinister, dark forces, globalists who have become totalitarian and have decided that you will not have your freedoms anymore. And you are not doing anything about it. You are sitting there and you are allowing your freedoms to be taken away. You can't see anybody at Christmas. You can't travel. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. A new strand. You listen to the news about the new strand in the UK. The new strand is full of holes. They contradict themselves. The news reporters are contradicting themselves. Just listen to the news reports and analyse what they're saying. Listen to the politicians, what they're saying, and they're contradicting themselves. Totally contradicting themselves. So, you're being lied to. The British government is lying to you. And what we're seeing is totalitarianism on the rise in the West. And sad to say, Western democracy has fallen. God bless you and take care.